What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Utah Utes Dynasty. We're here today. We got the mid-season update. As we see next week, we will play Oregon State, who actually isn't the worst team in the world. They actually are pretty good. They just lost to an undefeated Arizona team, and they lost to, of course, a very good USC team, as we know. They beat UCLA. They beat San Diego State and Hawaii, who I don't really know how competitive those two teams are. But nonetheless, we have them next week. And for this midseason update, it's a little bit different for me because being 5-1, number 16 in the country, is something Utah is definitely not used to. So hopefully we can continue this into the strength of our schedule. As we look at our schedule, we definitely have gone through the harder chunk of it. As we look here, we did play a once-ranked Michigan team. Stanford, who was ranked at the time, USC still ranked, Oregon still ranked, Stanford is still ranked, just saying. We do play Oregon State, UCLA, Arizona. Number 8, Arizona, on the road, which could be a tough one, as well as at Washington. They'd probably want some revenge after a whooping we gave them last year. And Arizona State's not having the best season. Colorado's actually not doing half bad. So now we'll take a look at the conference standings here in the Pac-12 and see how we really match up against these teams. Arizona leading the South. Hopefully we can manage to get them a loss somewhere, because they've definitely shown their vulnerabilities, as they barely squeaked them out against Oregon State. Stanford almost had them, but they got another touchdown in the end. But other than that, they've been a very solid team, and hopefully we can just try to get a win against them to really push us ahead in the Pac-12 South. So we look at the North. Oh, that's the SEC. I messed that up. As we look at the North, Stanford's holding their own at the top, then Cal and Washington. But if you look, Oregon's 0-2 in the Pac-12, but frankly, they might have played two of the better teams, if I can boast about Utah in such a way. We did manage to win against them. It was sure a great game-winning field goal by Sutcliffe, and I really was proud of that game. They lost to USC in another close one. I showed you guys that before the USC game, and so I believe that they're a good team. I mean, they also have lost to Michigan State, but frankly, all of their losses have been to a team that is currently not under the rank of 17. So we kind of have a resume like that. I mean, Michigan's our one loss, and they got knocked out of the Bulls quickly. I don't know what they did to muck that one up. But hopefully Arizona will stumble some part of the way, or we can beat them, because they're definitely going to be tough to beat. Looking at how they've been playing this year, Corey Brewer, or no, not Corey Brewer. Corey Brewer's the guy at Virginia Tech. It's his brother, actually. Let me see. Hold on. At Arizona, it's not Corey Brewer. It's New Solomon. Connor Brewer, his brother, actually goes to Arizona, and he's actually Solomon. I don't know what happened to Solomon, whether he got hurt or he just didn't play well or is just a backup. But nonetheless, Connor Brewer's their starter, and he's been doing a lot of work this season, even though it doesn't seem like it. Also, their rushing game. Wow, actually, I think it's the rushing game that's really been the whole thing. Jared Baker, look at that, 514 yards. Well, it's nothing compared to James Poole, but James Poole is just having a freak season. As we do look at the rushing leaders, James Poole is third, 865 yards through the first 6 games of the season. Hopefully we can continue that. And let's see, I haven't checked the Heisman since a couple of weeks ago. As we look here, he's still nowhere on the Heisman ballot. That really makes me angry, because he's definitely having a Heisman caliber season. But nonetheless, next we'll check out the top 25 and see how that all shakes up. So if we look here, if the playoff were to start today, let me check the, I don't know, I think the coach's poll is fine. Florida would play Navy, and Auburn would play North Carolina. Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't have definitely expected that, but there's definitely teams in the hunt. Florida State, Texas, Ohio State, Arizona, Oklahoma, Virginia Tech, wow, Michigan State, NC State, Alabama, LSU, Georgia Tech, and us. And these teams probably do not have a good chance. Except for Missouri. They have a good chance because they're in the SEC. Baylor's got a shot. Army's got a shot to go undefeated. So we'll see how this all ends up in the end. Another 6 games later. And I think that's all I really needed to show. I'll show you guys some of the stats this season. How our players have been doing. They've definitely been doing well. We've definitely had a good season. If we look, Travis Wilson definitely doesn't have the numbers he had last year. Last year, at this point in the season, he had, I don't know, he was leading college football in passing. That's how many he had. Look, he's got 3,097, and if he continues at this pace, he might get half of that, barely. So he's definitely taken a different role, that's for sure. He's been running the ball a whole lot more, and frankly, running the ball has definitely been a strength of his, as last year only averaged 2.7. That might have been factored to a couple of sacks, but now he's averaging 3.7 per carry, and it's been better. It's been a lot better. His team has definitely looked better when he's not throwing the ball, even though how bad that may sound. So then we'll go over to the rushing. James Poole definitely has been our biggest skill player to date. He might even have more rushing yards this season than he had last season, which could just be incredible, as he came in second in rushing last year. Almost won the never mind. He wasn't even a semifinalist. But nonetheless, he did very well rushing the ball last year. Although this year he might finish with even less carries, which would be crazier. He doesn't really receive the ball. That's safe for Jarrell Oliver, who he's been surging as of lately. I've given him some more carries, and he's definitely not giving away 6.3 per carry. And sadly, he's a senior, so we won't have him for another year. But we got to use him while we can, because he definitely is a speed threat. And then also Travis Wilson rushing. And then Dravion, I put him at the fullback position. He's definitely, past 2 games, I've given him those like 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1 situations. And he's definitely making them count. So if we look at his total of 40 yards, the yards after hit 8. That's a pretty good number. I mean, it's fine. Broken tackles 1. He's more of a power guy, which is surprising. But, yeah, so we'll go over to receivers now. And it's been really evenly spread. Kenneth Scott definitely, he's caught the most, but not the most yards. That's for Sean McClellan. I don't know what it is about him. He's always down the field. And then Matt Anderson, a freshman, who's definitely had a big season, as a freshman at least. As we look at Kenneth Scott, let's see how he compares. As he might not have even finished as good as last season. Even though we addressed Anderson last year, Kenneth Scott did have a lot of catches, and he did play a big factor in our receiving game. Even though, sadly, this season he can't really do as much because we don't throw the ball as much. But you gotta take what you're given. And hopefully, Matt Anderson can get a little bit better. He's had a few drops, but that's definitely nothing to concern us. And also, where is he? Oh, all right, I haven't used him yet. Wesley Johnson, of course. I'll get back to defense soon. But Wesley Johnson, man, there is not much more you can say about how he's been an impact this season. He basically won us that game against Oregon with that punt return. That's crazy. 17 yards per punt return. I mean, that's really good. I mean, that punt return set us up in great field position. I mean, I thought we were going to have to run the ball to try and get there because I just didn't trust Wilson. And he's been making some bad throws as of lately. I don't want to bench him because you can't bench someone who's led a team to 5-1. But I guess you can if the situation needs be. But nonetheless, Wesley Johnson, I think, he's definitely been one of our standout players this season. He's also a freshman. But he's just got that speed. He's so fast. As a freshman, that's just such a big key to have that. And now I'll go over to the defensive side. This defense has definitely been good. As Filiaga, a linebacker senior, he didn't play last season, or at least he didn't play as much because of VJ Vahotko, but he's definitely taken over that middle linebacker position, and he's taken it with force, as they say. As we look, 11 tackles for loss, that leads the team. He's always in there in the backfield, and he's got 2 sacks to go with it. No interceptions, but we don't need him to get any interceptions. As we also look for tackles for loss, Ticini, he's definitely been a big role, but he's only a sophomore, which is absolutely huge because with his athletic ability at the right end, for being such a big fella, he can really get around those offensive linemen a lot better than most can. And the sacks, of course, they've been piling up. Jason Whittingham's having another great season. And Fanuak Uku, I can barely pronounce that name, but he definitely does get in there. He causes pressure, I'll tell you that. So it's just this defense, it doesn't really show it on the stats. I guess you could look at tackles for loss, but just the amount of clutch tackles, you could say, is Reginald Porter does lead interceptions with 2. We're not really big on the interceptions, even though we do a 5. Turnovers, I would like more, but hey, for winning games, it's fine with me. But this defense, the way they have, like, an example would be 3rd and 1, how they can stop a team on 3rd and 1 and always stop them. Oregon, we did that so many times in that game that really stopped them from getting another 4 downs. So definitely been a big impact on that side of the football. And then the offensive side, it's just basically been running the ball. I mean, I'll be honest, that's just been rushing between James Poole and, as of late, Jarrell Oliver. Other than that, it's really just not, it's just, I don't know. It's just, we're playing as a team more. Even though James Poole seems like he's just doing everything out there. Same with Wesley Johnson and same with LT Filiaga. But actually on the defense, I can't really say that because they definitely have been playing as a team. But on the offensive side, I can say James Poole has really taken a load off of Travis Wilson. That's for sure. So as we look here, I think that's all I was going to show you guys. There wasn't really much else left to show. I could show you some of the recruiting. We haven't got anyone yet, so that's kind of disappointing. But actually, no, we did. We got Lonnie Fox. He's an athlete. I'm thinking, just based on like how he is, he definitely can't cover. That's definitely something. He can tackle though, 82 tackle, and the 70 hit power. I don't know what to do with him. He can't really cover, but he can't really catch. It's just matters how big he is. 6'5" actually. Wait a minute. Can I check something else? Can he block? Where is that? I'm trying to find it. I'm lost right now. It doesn't say it. It doesn't say it, so... It should say it. Am I just blind, or does it not say anywhere where you can block? It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. So, I might put him at offensive line. We did that last year, actually, with one of our guys. This guy was a guy I kind of wanted. This guy definitely, yeah, I know that. Ronnie Thomas, I was really looking after. He's definitely an impact. Definitely really fast. He could have been, he could have been a good wide receiver out of the backfield. Is kind of what I want him to do. But, yeah, so that's the recruiting thus far. We're just kind of slowly easing our way into that, trying to get some recruits to rebuild on this team. As I think if there was any year for this team to do anything in the Pac-12, it's this year. I don't think next year that we will have the team. I mean, we'll have Kendall Thompson at quarterback. Schultz will be gone. We'll have some guy backing him up. I don't know. But we'll have Kendall Thompson at the quarterback position for his senior year. On the running back position, we're just going to have Dravion Young and some guys that are recruited last year. And maybe some freshmen. I don't know. It depends on how well we recruit. Fullback, I need to get rid of this guy. I need to get rid of him soon. I'm gonna actually might move Dravion Young. That's Air Force. I messed that up. Might you move Dravion Young to the fullback position because he actually is a pretty good blocker, which is surprising for a running back. And then at the wide receiver position, we're not losing much. I mean, we're losing Kenneth Scott, probably the best receiver. The rest of the guys are 75 overall, but still, I mean, I don't think that really matters as long as they can catch the ball and they get away from their defender. Kalen Clay really hasn't been an impact on this team. I mean, he's made a few good catches, but he really hasn't had a big role in the team. So I won't be as disappointed as I will with Kenneth Scott or James Poole or Travis Wilson with him. And at tight end, we're losing Greg Reese. He's definitely been a power horse on this team. But we still got Harrison Hanley. He was only a freshman last year, which is very surprising. The offensive line is gone. Most of it's gone, at least. Look at that. We only have 2 guys coming back, and after that, those guys are gone. So it's going to be young next year. It's definitely going to be young. So that's going to be a struggle with such a running. I don't know what we're going to do next year. Kendall Thompson's like the running quarterback for this team. But I can't bench Travis Wilson because he actually hasn't done that bad. I don't know about that. But thus far, it just looks like this is the year if we're ever going to do it. So just looking at this, look at that. 3 seniors. Wow. Look at that. It's crazy. This entire defense, except for our most of our DBs, I think, are not seniors. Yeah, there's only one. Charles Henderson's the only senior in our defensive back core. So, but everyone else on the defense is gone. So, and then after that year, I don't know. We're gonna have to just restock. That's what you do. That's what all these teams do. Hopefully, we can do that successfully, and we can manage to rebound after this season. Hopefully, we can do something this season. This is the season to do it. It's only the second season, but that second season is the one that we can do it in. Pretty surprising enough, which is actually the 2016 season because these are all 2016 players. None of these guys are from this actual year. There's actually a lot of players that are gone. I think. Yeah. Well, Driscoll's still playing. I don't know how he's still playing. Winston, just they don't leave. These players don't leave. It's weird. And other than that, yeah, most of these guys are gone. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And hope you guys come back for Week 8 against Oregon State. I'll see you guys there. Have a great day, and goodbye.